Man, I think you could look around and see that there are demons and hyenas and jackals all around us on the regular.
Tyler Perry stands as a multifaceted figure, embodying both admiration and controversy. To many, he is a trailblazer who has paved the way for aspiring talent in the entertainment world. Yet, to others, he is seen as a despot, masquerading as a benevolent force. Today, let's put aside his remarkable achievements to explore the reasons why prominent black actors such as Wesley Snipes, Denzel Washington, and Samuel L. Jackson have chosen to steer clear of collaboration with him throughout their careers. Let us delve into this narrative. When it comes to rejections for Tyler Perry, we can't ignore Denzel Washington. Despite both Washington and Tyler Perry being titans in their own right, it's intriguing that they have yet to collaborate on a project. This absence speaks volumes, particularly in an industry where collaborations are often seen as beneficial. Rumors suggest that Washington may have consciously steered clear of Perry, joining the ranks of other industry professionals who have opted to maintain their distance from the filmmaker. Perry, despite his immense success, carries a controversial reputation that precedes him. Many industry insiders possess their share of unpleasant anecdotes about interactions with Perry, stories of alleged mistreatment of subordinates and gatekeeping opportunities from his peers. Such behavior has led to a complicated legacy where Perry, on the surface, is celebrated as a groundbreaking figure, yet behind the scenes, many perceive a more ruthless and self-serving agenda. This duality in Perry's persona raises questions about his true character. While he is lauded for providing a platform for black voices in media, the ethical implications of his methods cannot be ignored. The stark contrast between Washington's and Perry's approaches to their careers becomes even more pronounced upon closer examination. Washington has often spoken about the importance of integrity, faith, and spirituality in his life. His connection to the spiritual realm is profound, evident in his public statements and actions. He approaches his craft with a sense of responsibility, believing that his work should uplift and inspire, rather than simply serve as a means to an end. In contrast, Perry's public persona often seems more focused on commercial success than on artistic integrity. While he has undoubtedly created spaces for storytelling that reflect black experiences, many have questioned the authenticity and depth of those narratives, suggesting that they can sometimes reinforce stereotypes rather than dismantle them. Washington's commitment to his beliefs contrasts sharply with the perception that Perry's faith is more of a branding tool than a genuine reflection of his values. This difference in ethos is indicative of broader themes in their careers. For Washington, faith is not merely an accessory, it is woven into the fabric of his life. He engages in spiritual practices that inform his choices and interactions. This commitment has cultivated a reputation of respect and admiration among peers, contrasting with Perry's contentious relationships with many in the industry. Washington's ability to maintain a clear moral compass amid the complexities of Hollywood speaks to his character, making it plausible that he sees through Perry's facade, a keen observation that many have made, but few dare to voice. Besides, the narrative surrounding Tyler Perry's ascent in Hollywood is rife with complexities, particularly when viewed through the lens of Denzel Washington's observations. While Perry has cultivated a brand that is widely recognized and commercially successful, whispers from within Washington's camp reveal a much darker underbelly to Perry's rise. The allegations suggest a pattern of exploiting talent, engaging in underhanded deals, and creating an environment that often undervalues the very individuals who contribute to his success. This shadowy side of Perry's career underscores the notion that his success may not be entirely built on merit, but rather on manipulative practices that prioritize profit over principles. Reports indicate that Perry may have engaged in practices that take advantage of the aspirations of others. By paying talent less than what they are worth and leveraging their ambitions, he has managed to maintain his position as a leading figure in the entertainment industry. This approach, which many have begun to recognize, raises serious ethical questions about the cost of his success. It appears that Washington's reluctance to collaborate with Perry is grounded in a deep-seated belief in fairness and integrity, values that seem to starkly contrast with Perry's approach to business. Washington, a stalwart of decency in Hollywood, has built his reputation not only on an impressive array of awards and box office successes, but also on the integrity he brings to his work and his interactions with others. His career reflects a commitment to uplift stories that matter and provide a platform for genuine talent, often leading by example in a field where such principles can be easily compromised. The stark divergence between Washington's principled stand and Perry's contentious history creates a palpable tension that becomes increasingly apparent when one considers the broader implications of their professional choices. In an industry where collaboration is often seen as a pathway to success, the fact that these two giants have yet to share a project speaks volumes. It suggests a rift that goes beyond mere professional differences. It touches on foundational beliefs about how to navigate the often treacherous waters of Hollywood. For many, the expectation might be that successful individuals in the entertainment industry would foster amicable relationships. Yet, in this case, the reality is much more complex. The significant disparity in their values, particularly in terms of respect for talent and ethical practices, has forged a clear divide between them. Perry's history of contentious situations further complicates his standing in the industry. Despite presenting himself as a pioneer who opened doors for black creatives, many have begun to question whether his methods are truly conducive to fostering a healthy and equitable industry. His contentious interactions and undercurrents of dishonesty have led to skepticism among peers, reinforcing the notion that success achieved at the expense of others is a hollow victory. Rumors suggest that as Perry's success grew, so did his ego, leading to notable tensions with influential figures, including Denzel Washington. In a landscape as competitive as Hollywood, it's not uncommon for individuals to employ questionable tactics to rise to prominence, and Perry's methods have often been scrutinized. While Washington has established himself as a pillar of decency and respect in the industry, Perry's approach has raised eyebrows and led to mixed perceptions among peers. Washington has long focused on maintaining a respectable image, often opting for roles that reflect depth and authenticity. His filmography is a testament to this commitment, showcasing characters that resonate emotionally with audiences. Whether portraying a determined father, a heroic figure, or a complex antagonist, Washington's ability to embody diverse roles has cemented his status as an icon. He understands the weight that comes with his performances, often immersing himself in the characters he portrays, leaving an indelible mark on viewers. In stark contrast, Perry's success with the Madea franchise and other projects has often been accompanied by criticisms regarding the quality of his storytelling and the representations of African Americans in his work. While Perry has undoubtedly opened doors for many, some of his portrayals have been labeled as problematic, reinforcing stereotypes rather than challenging them. Critics argue that his approach to humor and drama can sometimes lack the nuance necessary to convey the richness of the black experience. As a result, while Perry continues to enjoy commercial success, he faces ongoing scrutiny from fellow artists who feel his work undermines the progress they strive for in authentic representation. It is known that Denzel Washington is not the only person who refuses to cooperate with Tyler Perry. Samuel L. Jackson is also one of the celebrities who avoids Tyler. Recent revelations from Samuel L. Jackson have ignited a firestorm of controversy surrounding Tyler Perry, particularly with allegations regarding Perry's handling of black actors in his films. Jackson has openly critiqued Perry for allegedly typecasting black actors into stereotypical roles, a practice that he believes not only perpetuates damaging narratives, but may also contribute to the career downturns of many talented individuals. This raises significant questions about the impact of such practices within Hollywood and their long-lasting effects on the representation of black talent in the industry. Jackson's comments carry weight, especially given his extensive experience in the film industry and his status as a revered actor. He has long been an advocate for more nuanced and authentic portrayals of African Americans in film. By pointing fingers at Perry, Jackson suggests that the latter's choices may hinder progress, entrenching harmful stereotypes rather than dismantling them. This critique resonates deeply in an industry that has historically marginalized black narratives, urging a collective reevaluation of how stories are told and who gets to tell them. The tension between Jackson and Perry also echoes a larger conversation about the relationships among prominent figures in the film industry. Given the well-documented feud between Jackson and director Spike Lee, one can't help but wonder about the implications of Jackson's warning to Perry regarding Lee. Despite their differences, Lee has played a crucial role in Jackson's career. Jackson acknowledges Lee's influence, particularly in launching his film career, but the two have experienced their share of disagreements. Jackson's candid remarks in a recent interview reveal the complexities of his relationship with Lee. He recounted an incident involving the acclaimed 1992 biopic Malcolm X, where he auditioned for the role of the character who introduces Malcolm to Islam during his time in prison. However, a salary dispute led to a significant falling out, with Jackson refusing to accept what he considered inadequate compensation. His insistence on fair pay underscores a broader theme in the industry: the importance of recognizing and valuing the contributions of black actors. "I'm not the only person who stepped up," Jackson remarked, highlighting a shared struggle among many actors who have navigated similar challenges in their careers. This sentiment reflects a collective desire for equitable treatment within an industry that often exploits the ambitions of its talent. The impact of these discussions extends beyond individual experiences. They resonate with a growing movement advocating for better representation and opportunities for black artists. Recent reports from Afrotech shed light on Jackson's firm stance regarding the use of his voice, image, and likeness in projects after their completion. He has been outspoken against the concept of in perpetuity, asserting that he will not allow his likeness to be exploited indefinitely. Jackson emphasizes this commitment by actively crossing out terms like in perpetuity and known and unknown in contracts, signaling his disapproval and his dedication to safeguarding his legacy. This vigilant approach reflects a broader concern among artists about the commercialization of their identities. Jackson's insistence on negotiating these terms demonstrates a profound understanding of the importance of maintaining agency in an industry that can often strip artists of control. His actions underscore a critical conversation about the ethics of representation in Hollywood, where the line between artistic expression and commercial exploitation can blur. Despite Jackson's firm stance, he seems to have reached a place of reconciliation and mutual respect with his peers in the industry, including Tyler Perry. However, Jackson is also sounding an alarm for Perry, warning him to reflect on the implications of his choices and the potential consequences of his actions. This advice comes amid growing concerns regarding Perry's controversial practices, which have included alleged ego clashes with industry heavyweights like Oprah Winfrey and critiques about his handling of black representation in film. Perry's journey to prominence is undeniably impressive. From his roots in the Atlanta theater scene to the massive box office success of the Medea series, he has carved out a significant niche in the entertainment landscape. Yet, this success has not been without its controversies. Rumors suggest that Perry's rise has been marred by a swelling ego, leading to clashes with influential figures, which could alienate potential allies. The competitive nature of Hollywood often demands a level of ruthlessness, and Perry's actions appear to reflect this reality. Jackson's acknowledgement of Perry's past contributions to black visibility in media adds layers to their complex relationship. And when I'm hearing all this noise, man, it was crazy because there were no black people on television before diversity became a thing. Tyler Perry was the only one out there for a long time, Jackson remarked. This statement highlights Perry's groundbreaking role in providing a platform for black storytelling at a time when few opportunities existed. However, it also serves as a reminder that the industry's landscape has evolved, and the expectations of representation have become more nuanced and demanding. Following his meteoric rise in film, Tyler Perry made a strategic move into television, launching the highly popular sitcom House of Pain. The show quickly became a staple of black entertainment, celebrated for its humor and relatable storytelling. However, behind the scenes, Perry's journey into the television landscape was not without controversy, particularly during negotiations for a lucrative syndication deal and a spin-off series titled Meet the Browns. The tension escalated when Perry made the decision to fire 4 writers who had requested union contracts. This decision ignited a firestorm of criticism, not only from those directly involved but also from broader industry observers who viewed it as an attempt to undermine the rights of creative professionals. Writer Terry Jackson, one of those affected, expressed his frustration in an interview with Deadline, stating, "We were good enough to create over 100 episodes. But now, when it comes to reaping the benefits of the show being syndicated and having other spin-offs from it, he decides to let us go unless we accept a horrible offer." This sentiment highlights a recurring theme in Perry's career: the struggle for equitable treatment within an industry that often pits artists against the financial interests of producers. In response to the fallout, Perry took a rather unorthodox approach. He declared that he would personally handle the writing for his projects moving forward, a statement that echoed his desire to maintain creative control. However, this move also raised eyebrows among industry insiders, who questioned whether a singular vision could adequately capture the diverse perspectives needed for compelling storytelling. The implications of this decision resonated throughout the industry, drawing attention to Perry's complex relationship with collaborative creative processes. Perry's issues with unions, however, did not end there. In 2015, the actor unions SAG-AFTRA and Actors Equity took significant action by prohibiting their members from participating in Perry's stage play Medea on the Run. This unprecedented decision stemmed from Perry's production company's refusal to sign union contracts, a move that many viewed as an affront to the established norms of fair labor practices in the performing arts. The union's actions reflected a growing frustration among artists regarding the treatment they received from Perry, raising questions about his commitment to fostering a respectful and equitable working environment. While Perry may be primarily focused on maximizing profits and expanding his brand, the methods he employed have not garnered unanimous approval within the industry. Critics argue that his approach not only undermines the rights of writers and performers, but also sets a troubling precedent for how creative labor is valued in Hollywood. The pushback from unions and individual artists reveals a broader tension in the industry, where the balance of power often skews toward producers at the expense of those who actually create the content. Perry's focus on profit is juxtaposed with his public persona, which often embraces themes of faith and community. In his interactions, he has a knack for capturing attention and making grand statements, as evidenced by his often theatrical announcements. "There's a camera on you, baby. Camera on me right now, back behind you." His charismatic approach may resonate with audiences, but it raises critical questions about the realities faced by those behind the scenes, individuals whose contributions are essential, yet frequently overlooked. In the wake of the success of House of Pain and Meet the Browns, African-American journalist and cultural critic Jamila Lemieux took a bold step by penning an open letter to Tyler Perry, published by NPR. Her letter was not just a personal critique, but a reflection of a broader conversation within the Black community about representation in media. Lemieux expressed her discomfort with Perry's use of stereotypes, which she felt undermined the dignity of black individuals and families. Lemieux's poignant words struck at the heart of a contentious issue: the portrayal of black characters in mainstream media. She addressed the character of Mother Dear, a beloved matriarch in Perry's works, emphasizing the disconnect between the character's intended significance and the way she was depicted. Through her, the country has laughed at one of the most important members of the black community, Mother Dear, the beloved matriarch, Lemieux wrote. She expressed her dismay at seeing this revered figure portrayed by a tall man in a dress, stating, "I just can't quite get with seeing Mother Dear played by a 6'3" man with flopping in the wind." This imagery underscored her belief that the representation was not only in poor taste, but also disrespectful to the women in the community who embody the strength and wisdom of matriarchs. Lemieux's letter highlighted a deeper concern regarding the legacy of black storytelling in Hollywood. She articulated a sense of frustration that many in the community felt, pointing out that figures like Perry, while often celebrated for breaking barriers in the industry, were also perpetuating narratives that did not honor the complexity of black life. She argued that black mothers and grandmothers deserve far more respect than the caricatures that Perry's work sometimes portrayed. "Heck, our fathers and grandfathers deserve more," she asserted, calling for a more nuanced representation that reflects the depth of black familial structures. Lemieux acknowledged Perry's accomplishments in the industry, recognizing that he had challenged the traditional Hollywood establishment. "Mr. Perry, you have told the Hollywood old guard to kiss your backside, and I appreciate that, brother," she wrote, celebrating his entrepreneurial spirit and ability to carve out a space for black narratives. However, she pointed out that this triumph should not come at the cost of authenticity or respect for the subjects of those narratives. Her letter articulated a complex duality: admiration for Perry's achievements and a desire for a shift in the portrayal of black experiences. In addition, Wesley Snipes has recently also reignited critical conversations in Hollywood with his outspoken remarks, which many observers believe are aimed at prominent figures like Tyler Perry. Snipes's frustrations center on a long-standing issue in the industry: the pervasive tendency to cast dark-skinned individuals in roles that perpetuate harmful stereotypes, particularly those linked to violence within the black community. His advocacy for a more nuanced and inclusive portrayal of black men in media is a call to action for Hollywood to showcase a broader range of characters that reflect the diversity and complexity of the black experience. Snipes's statements highlight a growing discontent among many actors and creators who feel that the narratives being presented in mainstream media do not accurately represent the lives and struggles of black individuals. Instead, these narratives often lean toward tropes that reinforce negative perceptions, depicting dark-skinned characters primarily as criminals or violent figures. Snipes's call for change underscores the urgent need for Hollywood to step up and broaden its portrayal of black characters to encompass their full humanity, encompassing joy, struggle, success, and complexity. The recent buzz surrounding the potential revival of the classic film New Jack City, which featured Snipes in a significant role as Nino Brown, brought these concerns to the forefront. Released in 1991, and directed by Mario Van Peebles, the original film explored the dark underbelly of the illicit drug trade in New York City. While it achieved commercial success and solidified Snipes' status as a leading man, it also sparked considerable controversy. Critics pointed out that New Jack City reinforced harmful stereotypes about African Americans, framing them primarily as criminals within a system of drug trafficking and violence. As discussions emerged about a possible sequel to New Jack City, many wondered how this new project would address the sensitive issues raised by its predecessor. Snipes, aware of the impact his role and the film's legacy could have on perceptions of black individuals, made a courageous decision to publicly announce that he would not take on a prominent role in the sequel. This decision was not just a personal choice, it was a powerful statement about authenticity and the need for respectful representation of the Black community. By stepping back from a potentially lucrative role, Snipes emphasized that he prioritizes authenticity over the allure of financial gain. He sought to ensure that any portrayal of Black life in cinema aligns with the values of respect and complexity that he believes are necessary for meaningful storytelling. This stance was met with mixed reactions within the entertainment industry. While many praised Snipes for his commitment to authenticity, others felt uncomfortable with this disruption of the status quo, particularly in an industry that often thrives on familiar narratives. In recent interviews, Wesley Snipes has been vocal about his discontent with the idea of remaking New Jack City, a film that holds a significant place in cinematic history. He has made it clear that he is not associated with the project, stating emphatically, "I have nothing to do with it at all." His firm stance reflects a broader belief that certain films should remain untouched, especially when they resonate powerfully within their original contexts. Snipes' apprehension about remakes speaks to a deep respect for the artistry of the original work and a desire to preserve its integrity. His refusal to participate in the remake, however, was not well received by some decision-makers in Hollywood. Over the years, Snipes has faced significant challenges, particularly as he found himself receiving roles that did not align with his established tough guy image. The industry's tendency to pigeonhole him into stereotypical roles due to his race highlights a systemic issue that many celebrities are beginning to address more openly. Snipes' revelations about this aspect of his career resonate with the experiences of numerous Black actors who have struggled to break free from the constraints of typecasting. The conversation around representation in Hollywood has been further amplified by figures like comedian Chris Rock. Rock stirred controversy by suggesting that Tyler Perry might have unintentionally promoted colorism in his films. He pointed out a recurring theme in Perry's movies where dark-skinned male characters are often cast as antagonists, while their lighter-skinned counterparts play the romantic leads. This observation raises significant concerns about the reinforcement of harmful stereotypes and the implications of such casting choices for broader societal perceptions of race. The ongoing controversies surrounding Tyler Perry have intensified in recent times, particularly with his public feuds with notable figures from the Black community, including actress Mo'Nique. Their dispute arose from differing views on promoting the critically acclaimed film Precious, which Mo'Nique starred in and for which she received an Academy Award. Mo'Nique has accused Perry, along with Oprah Winfrey and director Lee Daniels, of blackballing her career, highlighting the intricate and often fraught dynamics within the industry. This situation underscores the complexities artists face, particularly when navigating relationships with influential figures who hold significant power in Hollywood. Not stopping there, acclaimed film director Spike Lee has been one of the most vocal critics of Tyler Perry, particularly regarding his use of stereotypical characters in his work. Known for his thought-provoking films that delve into the complexities of race, culture, and identity, Lee has not shied away from expressing his disapproval of what he sees as problematic portrayals in Perry's films. He famously stated, "But I still think a lot of the stuff that's on today is coonery, buffoonery, and I know it's making a lot of money." Lee's criticism underscores a broader concern regarding the impact of certain portrayals on Black culture and representation in media. In Lee's view, Perry's success is built on a foundation of stereotypes that fail to capture the depth and richness of the Black experience. While acknowledging that Perry's films have broken box office records, he argues that this success comes at a cost. "Break records, but we could do better," Lee asserts, advocating for more thoughtful storytelling that elevates rather than diminishes the Black narrative. His call for improvement reflects a desire for the industry to embrace complexity and authenticity, moving away from one-dimensional characters that reinforce negative stereotypes. This critique is particularly relevant In light of growing discussions among audiences regarding Perry's casting choices and character depictions. Observers have noted a troubling pattern in which dark-skinned actors are frequently cast as villains, while lighter-skinned individuals often play the roles of heroes. This casting trend raises significant questions about the implications of such portrayals and their influence on public perceptions of race. As audiences analyze these dynamics, they begin to recognize how these narratives can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and reinforce colorism within the Black community. The trope of a beautiful Black woman being abused by a no-good, dark-skinned man and then saved and rescued by the perfect light-skinned man exemplifies the problematic narrative structures that critics like Lee are highlighting. This storyline not only simplifies the complexities of human relationships, but also reinforces damaging notions about masculinity, femininity, and racial identity. It suggests a dichotomy that positions dark-skinned individuals as villains and light-skinned individuals as saviors, perpetuating harmful stereotypes that can have real-world consequences. As discussions around Perry's work continue to evolve, viewers have begun to engage in deeper reflection about the stories being told and the characters being portrayed. The backlash against these portrayals speaks to a larger movement within the Black community that advocates for more diverse and accurate representations in media. Many artists, critics, and audiences are calling for narratives that reflect the full spectrum of Black experiences, moving beyond simplistic portrayals that fail to capture the complexity of identity. What do you think about the accusations made by famous Black stars against Tyler Perry? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.